Alright, here in Goulburn, New South Wales, with a very special lady, Miss Kerrie Hawkins. Now there's thousands of Australians who already know quite a lot of details about your case, because you've posted evidence on your Facebook. Yes. Miss Hawkins was raped by a New South Wales policeman, and the name of that man is?
Senior Constable Tim Hill.
And the date of this event?
Wednesday the 25th of September 1996.
Okay, we've got a lot of evidence here. We're going to make 3 10-minute videos. The first one we'll go through an overview of the evidence, and then we'll look at more detail at some of the evidence in the second and third video. So just going to turn this around. Okay, do you want to stand up with me and we'll just quickly just do a quick overview. We've put it out on the floor so you can see Kerrie's got a lot of evidence, paperwork evidence over that period of time. So we're talking about 20 years now.
Yes.
20 years. Okay. This way. Here's a letter from the Ombudsman that she hasn't even opened yet. That's how much evidence she's got. Just another excuse from them, though, isn't it, that there's been no action. There's no resolution for you, Kerrie?
Absolutely none.
No. Even though she's got copious amounts of documents from government men and women who've covered up this rape for 20 years. And probably, how many people would you say in the government have written to you about this incident that have all done nothing?
I would say 18.
Okay. This policeman is no longer working for the New South Wales government?
I believe he was dismissed from the New South Wales Police Force from Internal Affairs.
Okay, that's him there. And that's the department he worked for?
The Customs Assistant Unit.
Yep. Customer Assistance Unit. And that's him on the right there, that man.
Correct.
Okay. And how old will he be now?
66.
You got those cards? Where are those cards that you had? Is that them?
Just focus on.
Do you want to pull that out? Does it?
No, because they're not relevant.
Not relevant. But there's a lot of officers' cards there, police officers. But I think it's all pretty relevant though, isn't it?
There's a lot
Everything you've got is irrelevant. Okay. Now the actual first thing we're going to focus on is how this all started, is with that woman.
Sue Valerie Batty.
Okay, do you want to just talk a bit about what happened there?
For a number of years, I was bullied by a woman who is 6'3" in height. It all began in the mid-80s when I worked in the mall as the Easter Bunny and when I played in a local band. And I was bullied by her after she was kicked out of the local mall for harassing me while I was trying to hand out eggs to the kids.
And what was her name again?
Sue Valerie Batty.
Okay, yeah. And we've got any specific piece of evidence about her that you want to go through?
Well, one night she assaulted me and she caused me physical injury to where I was seeing a neurosurgeon in Sydney.
Yeah.
But before that, I reported the incident to the police, to a Sergeant Ken Lockyer of Goulburn Police.
All right, have you got that letter? Have you got that letter? With the report to the...
No.
The Sue Batty report?
No, it's all in amongst there.
It's in there, but we don't know exactly where it is. Okay.
It's only an outcome of that where Senior Constable Murray forbid me to show medical evidence in court.
Yeah.
So I lost the case because of the Goulburn Police.
And he worked for the Goulburn Police?
Senior Constable Murray did, yes. He took over from Sergeant Ken Lockyer.
Are they still working there?
I believe not.
Okay.
Sergeant Ken Lockyer now has retired.
Okay.
And lives not too far from me.
All right. And you even received death threats over this?
Correct.
Bullets?
Correct.
In the with serial numbers.
Yes.
But we'll go through that a bit more in the second one, the second video. Any more about the that's in the letterbox, these death threats. 3 bullets with notes, with a note and some badges.
There was a letter in my letterbox which
We'll talk about that briefly now then, if you want.
The letter said people who make complaints about police don't live very long.
Okay, it was typed, wasn't it?
Correct.
And you wrote it out by hand because the typed letter, what happened to it?
It was accidentally handed over to the police from Internal Affairs along with the rape evidence.
Okay, there's serial numbers on that. We're not going to actually go through the serial numbers at the moment because this evidence is being highly protected. Okay, what else was in the envelope?
There was...
Do you want to just come over here a bit? Go through what was in that envelope?
Along with the note that said people who make complaints about police don't live very long were 3 bullets, ribbons and cops of top badges.
And these are the original ribbons?
I believe so, yes.
The blue, that's the original ribbon that was in the note in 1997. This is the date that was sent.
I got these after I was made to sign the...
We're on part 2 of Kerrie Hawkins' case. First of all, we're going to talk a bit about the actual event, the rape event. So it was, how many times did he actually rape you?
Twice.
Okay. And there were some other factors involved as well. He basically tortured you by...
His exact words, he said as he was raping me, if you've got AIDS, I've got AIDS too. And he was laughing.
So, pretty disgusting. Now, he was supposed to be investigating the Goulburn Police, your complaints against the Goulburn Police over this assault.
Correct.
All right, let's have a look at some of the evidence of... What do you want to start with, the Ombudsman? Because you've reported... Well, who was the first senior police officer that you reported it to?
I reported the rapes to the Commissioner of Police, Peter Ryan's office.
Is that this one here?
Correct.
Did you want to just go through that with you?
Yes.
Show the public?
Yes.
Okay. That's the telephone record.
Bill.
Yep.
That's the phone bill. And as you can see how long I was on the phone for, 33 minutes. I wasn't just talking about the weather. I was reporting the rapes.
Yep.
The female officer, I don't know her name.
So that's the report date, 17th of November 1996.
Correct.
1997. That's the...
1997 is correct.
Yeah. Okay, what were you going to say? You were going to say something else?
As I was reporting the rapes to her, she was very rude and kept saying, just a minute, just a minute.
And this is a woman at the Commissioner's office?
Correct.
Who was the Commissioner at the time?
Peter Ryan.
All right.
As I was talking to her, I made it clear to her that I did not want anything to do with the Customs Assistant Unit because that's where the rapist worked.
Yep. Okay, yep.
She told me she'd pass me on to a detective. She did. He said that he would ring me back. A short time later, Sergeant Ian Dickens of the Customs Assistant Unit rang me. He started abusing me over the phone, which in turn I yelled that he raped me. He went all quiet and then he said, "You take care of yourself." And to me, I took that as a threat, like a warning.
And what was his name?
Sergeant Ian Dickens.
Of the same unit as the rapist?
Correct.
Okay.
There's a letter with his name on it.
Right.
That's addressed from the New South Wales Ombudsman.
Okay, do you know where that is?
Which is over there.
Alright, okay. Yep, what does it say? What do you want to say
After
about this
I
one?
reported the rapes, it was 3 times on November 17th, 1997. This was all I got from the New South Wales in January 1998. The officer who raped me was not to contact me. That was all I got. There was no investigation. There was nothing. That was all I got.
So he was instructed, the rapist was instructed not to contact you.
Correct.
Yeah.
But later that year, he was stalking me.
Commander, what's his name?
Ian Dickens.
Commander Dickens has asked Tim Hill not to contact you in the future. And did he contact you after that?
Yes, later that year.
How many times did he contact you?
He confronted me at my vehicle.
In person?
Yes. Yes. He told me he had been out at my house, even described a new clothesline in my backyard.
Okay, and where did this happen, at your place?
Yes, when he been out at my house, but he confronted me when I was in town at my vehicle. When I walked back to my vehicle, he was there. He was standing between my vehicle and myself.
Yeah. And you wrote to them because the rapist had already written to you as well, hadn't he? 1997 or? Did he write to you, when did he write that letter over there? That one?
That was the reason why I first reported the rapes, because he sent me a short little letter.
Yeah, which we briefly looked at before. Yeah.
Which is that one.
Did he send that after he was instructed not to contact you or before?
Before.
That's the rapist's handwriting, right?
Correct.
There. And there's a date here that you put in, I think. 9th of November 19.
That letter is the reason why I reported it, because you wouldn't leave me alone.
The postal date will be on the actual letter.
Yeah, it's probably faded.
Yeah, but you can still get the evidence. So. Okay, and that's the letter with the ribbon. He's a psychopath. He's a monster.
He was taunting me.
He looks like a pedophile anyway. Alright, what else did you want to cover in this one?
Because I was unhappy with that letter from the New South Wales Ombudsman, I contacted the Police Integrities Commission.
Okay, where's the letter for that, Police Integrities?
The Police Integrities Commission wrote back with this reply after I'd sent them all the documents. They admitted it was serious.
No integrity in the police. They're like Nazis. Murderers and rapists.
So, yes.
Yeah, what did you want to say about this?
They admitted that it was serious. It fell under the serious category part.
Serious police misconduct.
That's it. I don't want to read it because I'll just get upset.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, the matters fall... Okay.
Yeah, it falls under
the matters about which you have complained fall into that category, so they admitted that. Commissioner's resources are such that it cannot investigate all serious cases. So he admitted it was serious, but wouldn't do anything about it.
And they just fogged me off back to the Ombudsman's office.
So they're 100% political government men supporting the rape of women in Australia. And when I filed a High Court Writ for Kerrie, it was, well, for myself, against the state of Western Australia, I filed it in the High Court and Western Australia Supreme Court, and they were both blocked by male judges, Gageler in the High Court. And I included your case, rape case, and
yes,
about 10 government rape cases, government men raping women and children, that are in the public domain, including yours. And I found those cases in about 3 hours of research. So there must be hundreds of cases out there reported that are done nothing about. So it's just a bunch of murderers and rapists in Australia. So that's pretty disgusting. Now, what integrity? All they do is cover for each other. All the government people, all the political and government people, don't they? Do you agree with that?
Correct.
Because this is 20 years and nothing happens.
Nothing.
I mean, they can kill Australians in government facilities and get away with it. They can rape people and get away with it. They can torture people, drug people to death.
During all this, with this letter and all this that was happening, I was still being victimised by my own local police. It went on for 14 years.
That's the Goulburn police.
Goulburn police.
All right, what did you want to
Sergeant
say about them?
Ken Lockyer was one of the ones that was victimised and harassing me. There was another one, Sergeant Jeff Regan, that was another officer.
Yeah.
There was others which I can't remember their names.
Yeah.
Whom I don't even know. They would drive past and call me a slut.
The officers would.
Yes.
The policemen.
Yes. And women. There were some women that intimidated me as well.
From the Goulburn police.
From the Goulburn police, correct.
Okay.
And they wonder why victims don't report rape.
Yeah. This is a special crime investigation unit. Yeah?
Yeah.
What happened with this?
Pretty much nothing. The matter's been looked into.
Yeah. And
that's all they keep saying.
And there's a letter from John Howard's office.
Yep.
2004. They did nothing.
That was in regards to my child abuse.
Yeah. And the bullets here, let's quickly go this one.
Yes.
Who do you think is behind this?
Goulburn police.
Okay, who do you think who's in the Goulburn police?
I believe it could be Sergeant Ken Lockyer.
Yeah.
Or Sergeant Jeff Regan that may have sent those. But I can't say that for certain.
And we worked out the date is around about the November 1997, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay, and the exact date we can work out from the other documents. It can be worked out pretty much, but...
Those bullets and those ribbons and badges were sent to me after I was made to sign the police conciliation forms.
Yeah.
The police are nice to you when they want you to sign their conciliation forms.
Mm.
But they turn very nasty after they get what they want from you.
Yeah. But the conciliation forms, they lied, didn't they?
Yes, they certainly did. They changed names, they changed dates, police officers involved.
Any court hearings with this?
No, none at all.
And there was a police officer who said you couldn't use all your evidence, medical evidence. You didn't have a lawyer or anything?
No, I didn't.
No.
I trusted the police, which is a very huge mistake.
And they tried to tell you that you couldn't use your medical evidence and everything.
They refused. They forbid me.
Who did that?
Senior Constable Sam Murray.
Yeah.
He yelled at me, "No, we don't need it, Kerrie."
And where's he from?
Goulburn Police.
Yeah.
I blame him. I totally 100% blame him completely.
Alright, we're on the third video for part 3 with Kerrie Hawkins. The factors, we're going to go through the government records. Oh, you wanted to say something else about that?
I have to thank a couple of people that did try to help, but I believe that they got nowhere. That was Andrew Tink, Peter Seaton, and Katrina Hodgkinson. I believe that they tried to help, but because of the system, they failed. I hope I mentioned Albie Schultz. But as far as the rest of the ministers, no. Absolutely no help.
It's about 18 government politicians and government men and women who failed you. It's about 18, you reckon? Or
yes,
more?
More.
Well, at least.
More, including police ministers, individual officers.
Politicians. It's got to be
that.
At least 30, I reckon, here, with this evidence.
Just bamboozled.
You want to say something briefly about the reporting of your child abuse?
Yes.
That was by the special customer...
My child abuse report went
Assistance unit, yeah.
Yep. My child abuse report went to the Customs Assistance Unit, into the hands of Sergeant Alan Duncan of the Customs Assistance Unit. My report was up there for 2 years and nothing had been done. Every time I rang that office to find out what was happening, how soon will someone take a statement from me, I had to give my full name and then I had to go through details of my abuse. This happened to me by different officers, all male. They would ask me, how big was your father's penis? And did he get to put it in my mouth?
Disgusting. There's a government people saying this.
There was snickering. I could hear giggling.
Disgusting.
I did state this to Albie Schultz's office that I believe that those police were getting off on the details. The only time I didn't get an insulting remark off the CAU was when a female answered the phone and I asked her, is my child abuse case being investigated, yes or no? She said yes, it was. Okay. But in fact it never was.
Of course it wasn't. Alright, now we're going to go through some of these letters from politicians and government people. This is extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. And we're going to prove that now. Do you want to come with me and have a quick look? This department here,
Special Crimes Unit,
she's got 4 different letters, different dates, from 4 different officers. And they all did nothing.
Nothing but pass the buck.
Okay. That's the first one. Glynis Cameron.
Glynis Cameron seemed to be okay. I have to admit that. But Officer Joanne Hines of Yass Police was not. She made a joke about the father of me dying. She said, I've got some good news and bad news for you. Your child abuse may not go to court. And the good news was that your father's dying.
As far as I'm concerned, all these government people should go to jail, including the politicians, because they're rapists. They supported the rapists.
My child
That's
abuse.
LP Baker.
Yep.
Okay, that date was 30th of August 2002.
Yep.
That's the second officer from that unit. Here's the third one. Same police unit. Okay. That's the third officer. What's that name? I haven't got my reading glasses on.
Was it something Clark?
Clark or...
D.J. Clark.
Yeah, have I got a date on that?
But then
I haven't got a date on that letter.
With
That's the letter you wrote to him. Okay, this is the fourth officer from the same police unit, Special Crime. 4 different officers. You're not, for the public's interest, you're not no longer at the address on this correspondence anyway, so. Alright, there's a date there. There's another one. Baldwin.
Yes.
Peter Baldwin.
Yep.
Did nothing. That's 4 letters. 4 different letters, different dates. This is from the New South Wales Police Service, Goulburn, Local Area Command. That's the date. Okay, there we go. Barbara Goulburn. Nothing.
She was Goulburn Police. I believe she left out of lack of respect from male officers at Goulburn Police Station.
Yeah. Okay, this is extraordinary. 6 different letters from John Howard's office. And the government people here should go to jail as well. When John Howard's Prime Minister, John Howard should go to jail for this too. Supporting rape in Australia. That's the first letter from John Howard's office. There's 6 letters. This is no excuse. No excuse whatsoever. And he can't blame his advisors, because if you're the Prime Minister, you've got to know what's going on. If it's a trivial matter, okay, fine. This is a serious issue. Peter Conran, you're in a lot of trouble, pal. Right, that's a duplicate letter. Okay, there's the second letter. So that's the 20th, the first letter. Then we've got the second letter from the Prime Minister's office. 19th of March 2003. Okay, John Howard's office. Nothing but excuses. We don't know that Howard didn't put their name. Third letter, 5th of March 2003. John Howard's office. Was he the Prime Minister the whole time in this period?
Just let us off loose of this.
Well, it was about 10 years he was the Prime Minister.
Yeah,
Peter Conran again. You're in a lot of trouble, pal. 25th of March 2004. This is the 4th letter from Howard's office. Okay, no name. This is the 5th letter from the Prime Minister's office. There's the date, 25th November 2003. This is disgusting. 6 different letters from the same Prime Minister's office. They should all go to jail. John Perrin. Well, you're in a lot of trouble, pal. You should go to jail as well.
Bob Carr.
6 letter from the Prime Minister's office. 28th of January 2004.
So where does one go when money's raped by the New South Wales Police? Nowhere. We have nowhere to go.
Go to God and Jesus and people like me who'll fight forever to have these people jailed and for compensation for you.
Victims like
John
myself.
Perrin again.
We go through
Those
so much.
men are in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Now we've got the politicians' letters.
Yep.
Other politicians' letters. Prue Goward for this federal electorate in Goulburn.
She's useless.
She covered it up as well.
Yep.
You're in a lot of trouble, lady. Okay, these police ministers are in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
They all did nothing. Covered it up.
Absolutely
All of them.
nothing.
How many ministers? How many police? Can you go through the names of the police ministers?
Oh, good heavens.
We've got a letter from Bob Carr as well, but we can't find it at the moment.
Bob Carr was one, there was Watkins, all the police ministers that were in since the late 1990s up until 2005, 2006, all the police ministers. I lost count.
John Watkins.
Yeah, yes.
Peter
Dedman, yeah.
Debden. Bryce Gaudry.
Yes.
He covered it up. Parliamentary Secretary of the Minister of Police. Okay, who else? This Minister for Police. Jocelyn Kirkwood.
Yep.
Covered it up.
That threw me in the too hard basket.
Who's this? John Watkins again?
Yep.
Michael McManus did nothing.
Just...
I've had to do a part 4 with Kerrie Hawkins because we want to finish with what outcome do you want from this?
Well, this was the letter that I had to write to the Goulburn Local Area Commander, Wayne Benson, because of the continuing victimisation and harassment from the police. The New South Wales Ombudsman and the Police Integrities Commission failed to help me with this matter. So I had no alternative but to write this letter. Enough. What I will say is, I would like to know how long the victimisation and harassment from the Goulburn Police would have continued if I hadn't have written this letter. Also, I would like to have an independent, or there should be an independent body of authority that investigate police instead of police investigating themselves.
Like an independent body that's got nothing to do with the police, like a group of citizens.
Correct.
That don't work in the government.
Who do not associate with police and who are themselves not in the police force to investigate police. We just cannot have police investigating police. It doesn't work. There should be a royal commission into the police handling of rape when it involves police officers. There should be an investigation into historical child abuse to where the police themselves have failed to investigate. Justice for the victims, not protection for the perpetrators. We need justice for the victims. I don't want to see another human being
go through this.
To end up like me with over 20 years of their life lost because of one person, one bully, Sue Barry Batty, started this. I went to the police for help and they failed. They failed miserably. They thought it was a joke. Sergeant Ken Lockyer, you should be jailed. You should be locked up with the key thrown away. Senior Constable Sam Murray, you are the worst. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew how to deceive and cover up. You forbid me to show my medical evidence from neurosurgeons, from counsellors. You forbid me to show that in court.
He should go to jail.
He should be locked up forever.
Who else should go to jail over this?
Senior Constable Murray is the reason why I got raped. Because he covered up for fellow police officers in Goulburn. I wouldn't have rang the Police Internal Affairs if it wasn't for the Goulburn Police. If it wasn't for Senior Constable Sam Murray and Sergeant Ken Lockyer. I was raped. I was pinned down by my throat. I could not breathe. I could not speak. I'm there terrified as this monster repeatedly raped me in my own home, I knew I had nowhere to go for help. And who would believe me? This man was from Internal Affairs who was meant to be investigating the Goulburn police.
What about the political people? Or the ministers for police? They all covered it up, should they? They should all go to jail.
Yes.
Or the...
They have a job to do for the
Internal
people.
Crime Group. They did nothing.
They did nothing. Why is it they blame the victim?
Politicians as well. Sorry. Yeah, keep going.
The politicians, we write to them, we want a better country, we want to feel safe in our own country. We're not even safe from our own police. How bad is that? When you're terrified that you cannot go to your own police to report a crime. I was asked, why didn't you report it? Go to the police that got me raped in the first place? Have them laugh? Nobody wants that. The police taught me never to trust them. They taught me that. They taught me never to rely on them, never believe a single word they say, and whatever you do, don't report rape to a police officer when it involves a police officer. Because they'll take the evidence and they'll make it disappear.
I think there's a big problem with this area too, because there's the police academy here.
Yes.
There's also another police training school in this town. Yes. And I've been here all day looking at the history of this area in this town. There's beautiful big church buildings in this town. There's like a lot of very old church buildings. And then you've got these police training centres here as well. You know, to me, the police in Australia are like Nazis anyway. The whole thing should be abolished. Those, as far as I'm concerned, the training, the police academy in Goulburn and the training centre here, they should be removed from this town. Those buildings should be just smashed down because of this.
They should be isolated.
And the police centre, the station, should be shut down. What about the customer assistance unit? You said you wanted that to be shut down.
That should be shut down and never, ever opened.
Yeah.
If they can get away with rape, get off on victims of child abuse, the details of their abuse, that they should be shut down permanent. No police should be ever allowed to investigate a fellow officer. Everybody knows it doesn't work. The police only send the New South Wales Ombudsman's office what the police want them to see.
Yeah. And compensation for Miss Hawkins, definitely. And victims of rape should get compensation. Of government people who rape women and children, and I'm sure there's vulnerable men that are in the prisons when they get raped. That's horrific. It's the government's fault.
No compensation will ever fix what they've done. I live with it every day. I see a police vehicle pass. I can't look at them. All I see is what they've done to me. That's all they are. The police made me their legacy. They made me the reason why victims cannot go to the police.
Yeah. Do we want to go through the serial numbers on those bullets?
Yes.
Do you want to?
Of course.
Okay. Oh, I can't read that, but I'm sure when this is frozen, possibly. This proves the gun that it's from, right?
I don't know, like all I know, these were in my letterbox along with the note.
This is from well, if it's a police gun or a government gun,